Ni hao, my name is Michael Kempson and I live and work in Sydney, Australia. I'm an artist, an academic, a collaborative printer and a curator. I've got a range of academic responsibilities and they include being a senior lecturer and the convener of printmaking study at the University of New South Wales in Sydney. I'm currently the International Member at Large for the Southern Graphics Council International. I also hold another position at the University of New South Wales in Sydney, and that is the Director of Cicada Press. And it's a research group where we invite artists from around Australia and increasingly from around the world to join our students in the making of print-related work. Currently I'm making very traditional looking etchings, and as a consequence I'm particularly interested in the printmaking canon and the artists who've been making work over its 500-year history. I think of artists like Albrecht Dürer, Rembrandt, Hogarth, Goya and Picasso, Katie Kolovitz and Giorgio Morandi. I also think of artists working in the discipline today that include the American Kiki Smith, Wayne Thiebaud, Jim Dine, Chinese artists like Xu Bing and Xu Jinping, Portuguese English artists like Paul Orrego and the late Lucien Freud. The list also includes artists from my country. In Australia, one of the core visual themes that underpin our practice is our relationship with the land. And I think of artists in the Australian canon who deal with the landscape in printmaking form, artists like Fred Williams, like Elizabeth Cummings, artists like Fiona Hall. But we also have a tradition of Indigenous artists, and their relationship with the land is a very core component of their life and their practice. And I've had the privilege of working with many of those artists. They include artists like Doris Bush-Nungarrayi and Michael Nelson Jagamara and Martha MacDonald Napalchari. I don't think at all about the tastes of my audience, other than to think that my artwork needs to encourage people to stop long enough to look at it, to think about what I'm trying to communicate. Teaching art is an important component of my life and something that I take very seriously. Now, finding the balance between teaching and making can be a constant challenge. So I try to align my love of making prints for myself and for others with the students that I work with. I like to bring them into the dynamic of the creative process. I am an artist who works primarily through drawing. In fact, I'm making etchings that are very deliberately traditional, very deliberately non-contemporary, but I tend to think that the content that I'm using, and of course content should always drive an artwork, the content is very relevant and very current to the state of the world today.